Hello, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Stanley J. Targos III, and I'm here with the Response Able solution, doing the last part of Mortgage Ready. And this is really geared towards the mortgage industry and the loan officers. Here's the truth. How many people have you met in the last 1, 2, 3, 5 years who came in and wanted to buy a house, really needed to get a house, but didn't qualify for a loan? And the only solution that you have to give them is go pay someone to help you manage your credit or increase your credit score, get your debt to equity down, or go borrow money so that you can have a down payment, whatever the scenario is. But here's the reality. I've worked with a lot of people right out of college, and I'm able to tell them exactly the month and day and year when they're ready to buy a house based on debt to income and cash flow management and assets to liabilities. Most people aren't aware that when you get out of college and you graduate with a student loan, you've got six different options to figure out how to pay them off. But how you figure out how you pay your student loan off has an impact on how you can qualify for a home. So if you're on a 10-year program or an income-driven program or a 25-year program or a deferred program or whatever it is, it has an impact. If you need to buy a car and get a loan, if you need to buy some stuff to furnish your house and you need a credit card to do it, these are the things that we want to help people qualify for in the most efficient possible way so they can get the home, so they can have a place to live, so they can start building their future. How you fund your retirement account. Does it make a lot of sense to fund a retirement account to the maximum ability because your parents say start early and start often? Well, if you need to buy a home and you're sifting $10,000 a year away to a retirement account that you can't utilize, is it better for 1 or 2 years when you're just getting started to use those dollars to build liquid savings capital? I think so. When you're getting out of college and you're setting up your student loan payments, I helped a couple people go through this process and go and change their student loans from 10-year payments because their parents wanted them to be out of debt in 10 years. And I want them to be out of debt in 10 years too, but not at the expense of enjoying life. Had them switch to income driven payments and the payment dropped by 50%. And that 50% drop was enough to help them qualify for the home they wanted. Does it mean that we're going to encourage them to be stretched to the limit and be in debt forever? No way. Because when we help someone become mortgage ready, we also help them get into the 30-year loan and then get out of it in under 10 years. Because we're managing and controlling cash flow. And if they're out of their mortgage debt in 10 years, all their other debt's gone in 3 to 5 years. That's the beauty of it. You get someone into a house and you use that as an opportunity to give them encouragement, strength, and hope so that they can live somewhere, have something they own, take pride in, have value, feel worthy. That's beautiful. That's exactly what we're doing. So if you're in the mortgage industry or the loan industry or the real estate industry and you have people who want to get a home but they don't know if they qualify, let us put together a GPS that shows them a guaranteed practical solution that shows them the exact month and year when they're ready to qualify for a home based on the size of home they want. And most of the time, if we work with people, it's not 2 years, it's 6 to 12 months and they're in a position to qualify. And we're not promising to increase their credit score and debt consolidation or any of that. We're organically helping them manage cash flow, build a savings account while we're eliminating debt, which is controlling the payment, which is making them appear and be in a position to be responsible and able to respond when the right house comes along that they need to buy. So if you're in that industry and you don't have a solution, we will be a free resource. What does that do for your clients when you say, listen, I care about you buying a home, but I care about you getting out of debt too? So, how about if I give you a community resource that's going to help you be in a position to buy a home and then get out of the mortgage within 9 to 10 years? People who build equity in their home and have families tend to move up and get better homes to meet the needs of their growing families, which is great for realtors, it's great for loan officers, it's great for the families. And every time we do that, we're not just extending 30 years on 30 years on 30 years. We're showing them if you upgrade your home and add an extra $100,000 on the house you're buying because you now have 3 kids instead of 1 kid, because you have a driver, because your kids are growing, because it's the right time, because your neighborhood changed and you need to move, you want land, whatever it is, adding that extra $100,000 doesn't put you in debt till you're 74. We actually will only be in debt for 1.5 to 2 years longer with that scenario. Now the person's making a decision based on facts, not fear. And it's not based on their mom and dad's strategy and their mom and dad's plan, which didn't work for the people growing up in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. It's not going to work today. We're giving them a modern solution to solve a modern problem in a world that's way different than anyone's ever lived in. So let us work with those people. We will push them back to you in a position to be ready to buy a house exactly when. We will put them in a position to have savings and less debt, and they will probably be in a better credit position. But more importantly, when they find a house and they feel like they're stretching, I have the ability to go in and give them the unemotional math and say, listen, this extra 60,000 you're spending on this house feels like a stretch, but at the end of the day, if we manage cash flow the right way, here's how you can make it happen. And it doesn't add an extra 10 years to your debt payoff. It just adds 2 more years to a piece of it. It doesn't eliminate your ability to eat. Here's how we manage cash flow to make that happen. It doesn't take away from your retirement. It adds to your lifestyle and protects your retirement. That's the beauty. It's organic, it's natural, and it's knowledge based. People say knowledge is power. That's most of it. They're forgetting one key element. Applied knowledge is power. People say experience is the best teacher. Experience is the most expensive teacher. Other people's experience is the best teacher. So let's help those people who need the help. We'll help them without a cost, without a fee. We're not going to charge them. In fact, we'll probably give them a ton of resources, spend an hour talking to them, and give them the comfort, the confidence, and the security knowing that they are able to buy that house when the time is right. I hope this helps. I look forward to having a conversation with you and seeing how we can work together to change the lives of the people that we love and care about the most. I hope you have a great day. I hope God blesses your journey, and we'll talk soon.